Welcome back. Here we are at lesson 16. Lesson 16. We've already had 15 lessons. I hope your life is changing. This is a really important one. It is called As You Think, So You Become. Just thinking about those words is really an important thing. Spend a little time pondering those words with this lesson. Eckhart Tolle said, "What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? The one who sees that." The witness, the true self. That's what this book is about, discovering the true you in 52 simple lessons. So you are not the voice in your head. You are not the thoughts that you have. But thoughts have power and energy within them. And we should be aware of what we think. Or better yet, don't think at all. That sounds a little crazy. So we won't go there yet. Do you believe that your thoughts form your reality? What you think is what you become. So some years ago, and I've already referenced Dr. Henry Grayson, with whom I studied for a long time. And this is a concept which I'll take a little liberty with, but he taught me about thought monitoring. Did you ever think of monitoring what you think and paying attention to it? When you do, you will find that you repeat the same thoughts over and over again. We talked about this earlier. All those thousands and thousands of thoughts that go on in your mind randomly. We're not even aware of them usually, but now we're going to become aware of them, and they can change your life and your reality, completely change it. So this is what I learned from Dr. Grayson. We notice if we're agitated or feeling depressed or not feeling well. We pay attention to what the thought is that's going on. Usually, if we feel at all agitated, it's because of a thought that we're having. So here's what we do. First, and this is important, we identify the thought. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. No wonder I don't feel well. No wonder I feel sick. No wonder I feel pain. No wonder I'm depressed. No wonder I'm afraid. Then we say, do I want to continue to think this kind of thought? And usually, if it's a disconcerting thought, something that agitates us, makes us feel uncomfortable, the answer will be no, or at least I hope it will be no. So we say no. Then we say to ourselves, therefore I delete this thought. Therefore I cancel this thought. I refuse to entertain this thought. You can use any words you want. Now what you've done is created a vacuum in your mind. And usually the ego is around wanting to fill that vacuum. So what we do is we replace the thought we just deleted with something that is positive, something that is loving. What you might say instead is, I love myself completely now. Or you might say a word that is your mantra. Or you might say Om. Or you might say, I rest in God. You could say anything that you want. But now you've just canceled that thought. Now, I must say that some people would say, well, if you cancel it, you're not really expressing it or feeling it. So we'll deal with that issue later on. But for now, we're just becoming aware of what we actually think. So try this method. Of course, it's all written about in the lessons, so you don't have to memorize it as I tell it to you right now. But what you're doing over time is sweeping the deck clean. I can tell you when I started doing this, I had no idea that I was thinking thoughts that came from when I was 3 years old, ways I identified myself, things that were destructive to me. But over time, I realized I don't have to think those things anymore. And I started to realize that my life was changing. My interior life was changing completely. I wasn't believing those negative thoughts anymore. This is a powerful, powerful practice. I hope you'll try it, and I hope you'll let me know how it goes and what kind of changes you feel in your life. So when the negative thought comes up, the fear thought comes up, follow this practice and choose love. Choose love every time. I love you, and I know your life will change with this practice. Thank you for being with me today. See you next week.